honored to be here with you all today. A little bit about struggles we were talking about and successes and balancing. You heard from some amazing people, and you're going to hear from more amazing people today. I want to share just a little bit of my story with you. Back in 2017, Kevin and Michelle introduced me to Symmetry. We went to dinner and discussed the business opportunities available to me through Symmetry. Shortly after meeting with Kevin and Michelle, I had some differences go on in my life, and our family struggled with some illnesses. One of my little brothers got very sick. But Kevin kept reaching out to me, and Michelle kept reaching out to me, and so I went to a conference in February of 2018. It changed my life. But shortly after meeting with them and shortly after a conference, my life had took a little bit of a turn when my little brother Daniel was diagnosed with terminal illness, and he was given 2 weeks to 2 months to live. When I found out about my brother, it was too late for me to help him to find coverage because he was terminal. However, little did I know that Symmetry would provide me the opportunity, perfect opportunity, to make a living, as well as me the flexible schedule to be able to be the primary caregiver for my little brother. I started Symmetry. Let me just say this, guys. I have no regrets. No regrets. I started Symmetry part-time in May of 2018 when I received my license. I began helping families, and I was so excited about what I was doing that I kept sharing the opportunity with all people in my warm market. Everybody I came into contact with, you need to come hear about this opportunity that I have. You need to come be a part of this. I know this could change your life. So I started recruiting almost immediately. I've always been one to want to help people. The moment that I made the decision to go full-time, my little brother's health took a turn for the worst. We were in the hospital for almost a month. I could have disconnected from the system during that time, and everyone would have supported me and said, go take care of your brother, it's okay, we understand. But instead, with Daniel by my side cheering me on, I never lost sight of the goal. I plugged into every conference call, I made dials, I took on recruiting. In between meeting with nurses and doctors' visits, I had to steal moments to conduct interviews, and I continued building a team. I made sure my little brother was taken care of, and he made sure that I was staying on track. Daniel, he was my biggest supporter. Fast forward to September of 2018, we were able to get some special immunotherapy treatments for my brother. So we got a private jet because he couldn't fly commercial. We flew him down to Fort Lauderdale for treatment, and when he came back, it looked like he was making a great recovery. So I went into full-time mode again, full steam ahead. That's me, I'm pretty much full steam all the time. There was not a lot of A-leads in my area, so I found out, Scott told me there was A-leads in Pennsylvania, so what did I do? Get my Pennsylvania license and run A-leads in Pennsylvania. It's about 7 hours from where I was, 6 hours from where I was. So I would go up there about 3 days a week, and Daniel, every time I would help a family, I'd call him. He'd be like, good job, sis, we're not going to tell anybody. We're just going to keep this to ourselves. I'm so proud of you. So once again, I refuse to let the distractions or waves of life keep me from my goal. In November 2018, because of the stress that our family had been under, I am one of 9 children. 3 of my sisters and I decided to go take a long weekend trip in Aruba. While we were there, we were on an excursion, and during that trip, I was in an accident which resulted in a herniated disc in my neck, major pain in my right arm, and the loss of feeling in my first 3 fingers on my right hand. I was in a neck brace and I couldn't drive. But I was not going to give up on my dream. I was not going to allow one more distraction to keep me from my goal. So what did I do? I hired a driver. He took me to all my appointments. I made lots of calls from hospital rooms, and I had some pain medicine in me, but bless God, I sat down in front of those people with my neck brace, and they wanted help. And I was there to help them. That wasn't in my notes. his body was struggling. I spent almost the entire month of January in the hospital with the expectation of, with the exception of just a few days here and there, when we had corporate overviews, I wanted to be there to be a part. So I had someone sit with him while I ran to Fredericksburg and did a corporate overview, or I ran to Richmond to do a corporate overview. I wanted to share Symmetry with people and continue to encourage them and let the passion that my brother had imparted to me move to them. Even through all of this, I never disconnected from the system, producing as often as I could and building a team, always on the conference calls, always doing interviews, from the hospital while meeting with doctors, surgeons, taking care of my little brother. The last week of January, I did have to disconnect. 1 week only though. It was the last week that I would have with my little brother. He passed away February 1st. I had a good reason to step away and stay disconnected, but I didn't. I chose to climb. You see, the way people deal with adversities can be described and divided into 3 different categories. There are quitters, those that stop as soon as it gets hard, things didn't go their way, or they feel like they think they're better than the system, or they have a better system. Maybe their recruit that they were so excited about doesn't complete the training. Maybe a policy that you write gets declined. Or maybe one that you wrote, the people decide that they don't want it anymore. I could have given up. I could have quit in August when my brother was given 2 weeks to live, or upon getting injured, or under the pressure of all the adversities that I was facing. But I didn't. Second type of person, they're campers. Those are the ones that find the goal that they want to work on really hard, and they climb and they climb and they push through all the adversity to get to that spot. And then they set up camp because they're happy. They don't want to climb anymore. They're comfortable in their spot. I could have been that person that when I finally got to work full time, I could have given up on building and I could have just produced. Stop working for my goal to be an agency owner. Stop giving up recruiting. But then there are climbers. I said it earlier, I choose to be a climber. In the face of every obstacle, I never gave up. I stayed plugged into the system, conference calls, recruiting, producing, and associating. From March until now, my business has grown amazingly. I have over 20 licensed agents. I have had personal record-breaking months in production, both on my own page and for my entire team. Today, I want you to take a look at yourself and ask you these questions. When I am faced with adversity, am I a quitter, or a camper, or a climber? Because of my brother Daniel, I choose to climb.